Hello and welcome to another Ark Echos Fandom's video with me, your host, Ark Echo. And this time I thought I would talk about my first experience coming across the anime series Bloom Into You. This is where the story begins, to be honest. I didn't really care for anime at all in the beginning because I just didn't really give it a shot, or I just didn't really register to me at all to watch it or engage with it, to be honest. What happened was I happened to come across some clips online. I think it was online, it was something like Instagram or Facebook or YouTube, it was something like that. The first clip I actually came across was the anime series called Citrus, and I actually thought, okay, I watched a couple of scenes, I'll give it a go, see what it's like, and I actually it actually piqued my interest. And then I thought, okay, it's got my attention, I'm going to give it a go. So I gave it a go, the first episode of Citrus, and it totally hooked me in right away. It was a fantastic first episode, and then I watched the next episode, and the next episode after that, and the next episode after that, and yeah, you just I watched the entire series, and it was just fantastic. Every episode was fantastic. And it got me hooked, and then it made me want to watch, and look up even more animes online. I kept getting this thing where it's like, okay, Citrus is probably the number one spot. The number one spot. It will never be overtaken at all. In my opinion, it's one of my favourite ones. But then I came across a meme online on Instagram, and it was a picture of Thanos from the Avenger movies, and it's that one when he got that knife that he gives Gamora, and it got up. It's perfectly balanced, and on one side it was Citrus, and on the other side it was Bloom Into You. I couldn't really make out what Bloom Into You was. It was just a picture. There was no mention of it, or what it's called, or And then the only way I could actually look it up was the Japanese version, and I had to try and get the translated version into it, and then when I finally did get that translated version, it was Bloom Into You. So again, I looked it up, and I thought, okay, I watched a couple of quick clips, and I thought, okay, this looks actually quite good. If people are bigging it up and comparing it to Citrus, which was amazing, I'll give it a go. But I'm not holding out any expectations at all. And then I gave the first episode a go, and again I was hooked from the very first episode, and then I watched the entire series. But the first time I watched the series, I thought it was only in Japanese. I watched the first 6 episodes in the Japanese version, and then I came across it, and I thought, and then I found out it was in a kind of translated version. So I thought, okay, I'll give the next 6 episodes of Bloom Into You a go in the English translation, in English dub. Right from the start, it threw me off, the voice dub, because it was very American. They sound very, very American voiceovers on it. It was a bit odd at first, but after a while, like the very first episode of watching after the end, it just came second nature, didn't really matter to me. And I've watched it in the English dub ever since, and I actually enjoy it in the English dub. And then I went back after to watch Citrus, and I watched that in the English dub. And again, the Citrus one was very, very good in the English dub. It got the voiceover actors just right, and that's what I like about these two animes, is that it's not exaggerated voices. There's no shouting, there's no screaming, there's no like, what kind of thing going on, and talking really fast, just normal talking paced, and the engaging between the two animes was great. And I love both of them, and now Bloom Into You has overtaken Citrus, in my opinion, in the number one spot. I don't think it'll ever be overtaken again. I know I said that before with Citrus, but what's Bloom Into You? It's amazing, and I loved it. And I loved it so much that when it ended, the series, on that point, I'm like, okay, I need to find out what happens next. So I picked up the mangas. I started reading the mangas of it. And then it just picks up where the anime left off. And it was great. And I was so started reading because I've never read any mangas before. And I loved the series so much that I wanted to find what happened next. So that's why I picked up the mangas. And it was different. Yeah, it's exactly the same anime, same like things, but it was different in the English dub version than in the Japanese version. Japanese version is more into what you would find the manga is, a sort of parallel to each other, where the anime version takes a bit of a different route with English dub. But I've been following the manga for quite a long time, waiting for the final chapter to come about. And when I did finally read the final chapter of Bloom Into You, the final end of the story, I was a bit disappointed. Very, very disappointed in the way it was done, because I felt that there was no strong finish to the story. The two main characters, Yu and Toko, didn't really have that strong finish where, the Citrus does, because Yu and Toko, they weren't living together, they weren't married, they weren't engaged. They still haven't told some of their friends. They haven't told their family that they're together, and it's like they just left that big chunk of what could have happened. I think they could have done more chapters. Where, in my opinion, it would have been great if there would have been some chapters with, you telling her family about Toko and actually in a relationship with her, and them being like half of her family, like her dad and her sister, be on her side, and her mum and her grandmother be on like the side of like, no, that's not going to happen, and have that confrontation there, but I would have loved to have seen that, and I would love to have seen their reactions from their friends as well, like what we got in the Citrus anime. We got all that in the Citrus anime. And it was great reading and great storytelling. And I thought they could have had that in Bloom Into You. Yeah, it would have been similar, but it would have been great to see. Because I felt that after Yu and Toko got together in the end, when they actually, accepted each other's feelings, that the story after that went absolutely nowhere. It's just them dating, and then just like that was it until the end. There was no more hurdles, no more obstacles in their way. Whereas in Citrus, there was obstacles in Mei and Yuzu's way all the way through the entire story, And they overcome every obstacle together. And I want to see that translated into Bloom Into You, but it don't really make that much of a difference, to be honest. I mean, yeah, it was a disappointing ending for me. It doesn't change the fact that it's still in my number 1 spot. It's still in my top 5 favoritist anime of all time. And again, I don't think it'll ever be overtaken, in my opinion. Well, I hope you enjoyed this little video of mine of my first experiences watching Bloom Into You. And if you are interested in seeing more of my videos or more of my content online, you can check them out on YouTube, Instagram, Pinterest, Facebook, all types of media. You can find it all online on Ark Echos Fandoms. Until next time, it's Ark Echo signing out.